Hola mis amigos, welcome to But TV Lifestyle. Today I'm here again, another week, another day, another dollar. I don't know why I just said that, but I'm here because a friend, an amigo, has asked me for some advice, and Jennifer, I'm here to give you some advice. It is on breakups. Yes, I know a lot about breakups. I've had a lot of them, and they suck. So, if you're going through a breakup and you need some advice from your amiga to amiga, I'm going to give it to you. So, listen and listen to me good. First things first, I'm the realist. But besides that, what I would do for like the first few months dating somebody, I would never remember his phone number. And this is why. When I would date a guy, it would be no more than 6 months, and I'm not talking about the on and off for years, but back to back it'd be like maybe like 6 months, 4 to 6 months, and there'd be times I would remember his phone number, and it sucked because once we stopped dating or going out, being boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever term you use, and you got drunk, or you got really depressed, or you missed him, you just picked up that phone and you'd memorize it, and you'd probably call him and text him and all that stuff, and that's not a good idea. It's really not. So what I would do is never remember the number. Once we broke up, I deleted everything from my phone, the text messages, the phone number, and so if I had that itch to try to call him, was not gonna happen. Next thing after a breakup, a lot of the breakups depend on how long you've been dating, I think. Sometimes, in some circumstances, a few months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. When that happens, definitely all the social media. If you know if it's a for sure thing, even if it's not a for sure thing, I think you should still delete all that social media. Because it's just going to be harder for you to get over it and try to move on, especially if he's moved on and he's kind of like, you know what, I'm done, and you see him with the next chick like an hour later. Delete all social media, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, LinkedIn, whatever you have, email addresses. Most importantly, delete anybody he knows that's not your friend directly. His mama, okay, his sister, his cousin, his brother, his best friends. You don't have anything against them, but rest assured they will be talking about them in their social media or posting up pictures, or they'll be tagged in pictures with your friend with perhaps a new gal. And that is just torturous, and why put yourself through that? So just delete all your social media, delete anybody they know that you didn't know before them. Allow yourself to cry. It's okay to cry. I've cried so many times. I've probably made 100 rivers around this world of tears and tears, just like crying in my sorrow. And it's okay to cry in your sorrow. It's okay to feel bad for yourself. But I would say no longer than maybe 2 days, like a weekend span. More than that, it's kind of like, oh my god, shut up. No one's gonna want to hear it. Your best friend, your mother, whoever you talk to, of course they'll be there for you, but to hear it over and over and over again, I mean, it's tiring. You could cry from time to time, which I've also done, and it's okay to do that. You want to let it out, so don't feel ashamed or embarrassed to do that. Just don't let him know you're doing that. Another thing, do not become friends with your ex. And but right after, you can't. It's not gonna happen. You guys are gonna end up, doing the whole on and off thing for years and years and years to come. Once it's off, give it a rest for a while. You can become friends in the future, and I think it's possible for exes to be friends. That's my opinion. It's happened to me. Me and an ex have been friends now after a breakup for like 10 to 12 years later, and there's actually no chemistry between us. So it is possible. Just don't be friends with him immediately. It's not good. It's not good for you. It's not good for your soul. Might be good for him because he'll probably get something out of it, but don't do it. There is one circumstance in which you can talk to your ex. Whether it be the next day, next week, next month, next year, 2 years from now. And that is for closure. Closure is the most important thing in the world. And I'm going to tell you my experience from it. I would break up with guys and then move on to the next, like a rebound guy. I was so in love with love, it didn't bother me. Like, once I was over him and I met somebody else, I was like so enthralled and in love and infatuated with the next guy. Which is okay. I think it's okay. If your ex moved on, you can move on. As long as you're okay moving on and you're not dwelling on an ex, which I've also done, like moved on to the next guy and still dwelling on my ex because there was no closure. You guys didn't work out and you may know the reason why, but it's still not to your satisfaction. And when it's not to your satisfaction, it's not that, wait, the honest truth, it's hard for you to move on. The ex that I'm friends with, I remember years, on and off. Maybe like 2 years later, because I was still so in love with this guy. 2 years later, I called him just to call him because I just got that itch to call him. And I memorized his number. So I called him and we started talking like friends. And it was going back to the same routine of us talking and we were becoming real cool with each other. So I remember one day, we're talking on the phone. I was still living in my mom's house and I'm laying in bed and he's telling me he spoke to his homegirl. I'm like, okay. And he was telling her, I really don't want to get back together with Betsy. And it hit me. It didn't hit me in that wave of emotion. I wanted to cry and die. It hit me that, holy crap, I don't either. I really didn't want to. Deep down inside, for some reason, I wanted to be with him because it's what I knew, who I was comfortable with. But as soon as he said that, that was my closure. And that was the last time we ever kind of talked about getting back together or dating, leading up to that. So if you need it, I think that's the only time you should definitely talk to them. But be prepared. Sometimes they are a-holes. They will tell the honest truth even when you don't want to hear it and say just like the worst things sometimes. So definitely be prepared for that. But if he's an a-hole, it's even better because it should be better for you to get over him and be faster for you to get over him. So that's the only circumstance I think. Yeah, once they're an ex, and don't really talk to them. There's so many reasons people break up. Your situation may be different from mine, the next person. This is just like a generalization of kind of how to get over it and how to start moving on with your life. I think it's okay to have rebounds. I don't really call them rebounds. I call them the next guy and you're dating. What are you going to just sit home alone and for yourself, feel sorry for yourself? No, go out. Don't stay home. That's when you start thinking about it. And don't just think about the good times you had. There were bad times, I assure you, because there's a reason you guys broke up. Unless it's just he just wants to go sleep around and do his thing. But if there was a lot of fighting, a lot of jealousy, a lot of controlling, manipulation, learn from it. Learn what you want from a guy and that he couldn't give you. Write that list down so when the next guy comes around, oh, Billy's calling me. Wow, let me get my list out. He talks back to his mama. I don't like that. I don't like that in the guy. He doesn't value family time. I don't like that. I don't want to deal with that. Like, the list goes on. The older you get, your values and what you find in a guy are going to change. So definitely learn from your past relationships. Don't bring it into the new relationship. If there was jealousy issues, infidelity issues, which is cheating, do not bring them into the next relationship. It's really, really hard. And I mean, we still deal with it I still deal with it in my relationship. Past relationships have really effed me over, and I brought that into my relationship with Boy Toy. Boy Toy is my boyfriend. That's his name on my other channel, daily vlog channel, That's Beth TV. So I'm so blessed to have him, and he's helped me along the way to try to control that more and more. So someone who loves you is gonna take the time to better you, I think. That's what I always think. Like, of course not baby you and and be a father figure, but I think in a relationship you guys should support one another. You really love them, help them through the tough times, even if it's something just silly like that, like jealousy and stuff like that. So guys, I hope my little one-on-one with you guys helped. Let me know if there's more things you want advice on, and I am more than happy to talk to them, talk to you. Wait, you guys know what I mean, right? I just totally messed that up. But yeah, leave in the comments below if you need advice from me. I will let you know what my opinion is on them. There we go. And if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, comment below, subscribe, and share. Also, make sure to check out my other channel. I am a daily vlogger. You will see my daily life on my other channel. I'll leave the link down below as well. That's Betsy V. So with that, te quiero, te amo, te adoro. I'll see you next time.